All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Sagittarius season workshop. We're recording this in the anaretic degree of Scorpio, which is like that final sort of degree of Scorpio. And whoo, whoo, child, get me the fuck out of Scorpio season. I am like ready to build and to expand. And yeah, Scorpio season was very, I mean, it's intense. When I say intense, people always think like intense means like super dramatic and traumatic and crazy and all that. And like, yes, I definitely had a couple waves of that through Scorpio season. But it's also really intense in the idea of like just the shift of like, wow, I feel like a new intensity of myself. I feel like I'm stepping into a new version of myself with new awareness. And yeah, Elsie's saying eclipse season was rough. And exactly, like after those double eclipses moving us through that Scorpio season, we should feel an intensity around who we are now becoming and looking into this next chapter and sort of excitement with what's to come. So as we step into Sagittarius season, we have an opportunity to expand. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter is all about expansion. But I do, oh my God, what I'm hearing, so funny. Like my guides like give me, like they're giving me a Hercules quote right now, which is, oh my God, I just lost it. Bring it back. What was it? It's like the ladies who share the eyeballs and they're like the fates or whatever they are. And they're like, if Hercules shall fight, you shall fail, or like whatever that was. Anyways, what was coming through, the message behind the quote from Hercules was that if you did not do the shadow work through Scorpio season, Jupiter in Sagittarius season, because Sagittarius season is ruled by Jupiter, Jupiter is going to expand the shadows even more because Jupiter likes to expand everything it touches, the good and the bad. So if you're here and you're doing this work, good, because you're probably going to get the higher vibrational expansion. You're going to get the higher knowledge. You're going to have new understanding. You're going to have new opportunities for abundance in health, in wealth, in prosperity, in peace, new connections. We have Mercury and Venus both in Sagittarius as well. So a lot of excitement is to come. And if you've been doing the shadow work, you're going to move into Sagittarius season with all of this space to expand. Sagittarius is fire energy. I guess that's why I'm wearing orange and eating orange. I didn't even think of that. Lots of fire energy. And it is mutable fire. So mutable fire, it's kind of like a forest fire. It's like, it can just get fucking wild. And we need to learn how to tame it and to harness it so it doesn't just destroy everything. You know what I mean? So be aware of that. If you're noticing the people around you did not use they did not use Scorpio season to purge and to clear the shadows, then unfortunately they are going to be caught up in the whirlwind of all of their shadows being further expanded and this mutable fire bursting them into flames in every direction. So be aware of the people that you are dealing with and how they are responding to the energetic season that we are moving into. I want to say that because it can be very distracting to experience life when the people around us are not experiencing the same thing that we are experiencing. And a lot of us are experiencing new ways of looking at life, We're experiencing a new higher understanding of who we are, of what we need from each other, of what we're being called into. And the people who are still acting out of a space of fear or out of a space of trauma or out of a space of just shadow impulsivity, anger, they're going to be a little more wild now, because Scorpio season maybe had them feeling the shadows and acting on it in some kind of way, but Scorpio is fixed energy. So they would almost stick to what they do, and they would keep it in that area because it's fixed. So it's like, it's condensed. It could become obsessive. It could become compulsive. It could become just this reeling cycle. And now if you want to take that type of energy and you want to like throw it into the fireplace and just let it expand in every direction, it can just all of a sudden get wild for people. So keep that in mind when you are trying to navigate the experience around you. And I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm saying this because you are going to want to separate yourself from certain individuals who are bringing forward energy that you no longer resonate with. And when you begin to create those boundaries and when you begin to create that separation, you're going to find that their response maybe is a little bit more explosive than it otherwise would be, just because we're in an environment now where there's a fire burning and everything is flammable. And let's say a tornado comes in or a hurricane comes in and starts blowing the flames in every direction. Like, we are now dealing with mutable fire. So like, mutable fire is not fixed. It's not like Leo fire. Leo fire is a fixed flame. That is a campfire. That is a fireplace where you put it somewhere and you feed it and it stays. When you're talking about Sagittarius energy, like, Sagittarius is the sister sign of Gemini. Like, woo, loopy, hello, I'm a Gemini. It's like, we are fucking loopy. And that's great, because that's what, like, that's where all of my ideas come from. And if I can channel that and I can use that energy to my advantage, I can create incredible art. Like, go look at my music videos. They're fucking kooky and they're amazing. And like, go watch my YouTube, and like the channeling and the communication. It's like, if I can channel that energy, if we can all channel that energy, it's super, super helpful. But if we don't channel that energy, then it's like literally manic. Like, and I don't mean that in like, in a way that is trying to like disrespect people who are literally manic. But there are times where, I'm not kidding, like, I actually feel, I'm like, oh, I have like serious mental health issues. Like, I'm again, not using that lightly. I really believe that I experience mentally similar experiences to those people, because like, I am in, my mind is like, and I can't control it sometimes. So like, I need to connect with the breath. We need to connect with our grounding. We need to get back into clearing our energy field. And we are going to be experiencing that type of energy this season, because Gemini is mutable energy. It is all over. And Sagittarius is mutable energy. It is all over. But the difference is, Gemini energy is all over in the mind. It is erratic in the mind when it is uncontrolled. Sagittarius energy can be erratic externally because it is fire. It is consuming externally. It's also the type of energy of like, I'm really, really passionate about this and I want to do this. I want to dive into it. And then 3 days later, it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to go in this direction and I want to dive into this one. And then 2 days later, it's like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to go in this direction. So you're just like, have you ever dated a Sagittarius? Because I've dated a high vibe Sag, which was like fun and adventurous and like super sexy and like all the fun stuff. And then I dated a low vibe Sag, which literally was like I lived with Daniela when this happened. So she's going to laugh right now because she watched me try to process the reality of dealing with this person. But he was like, you are my soulmate. I have never met somebody in my life where I've connected so deeply and I love you and I want to be with you forever. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. And then like 5 days later, ghosted me, never heard from him again. I'm like, cool, you're loopy. It's like, you're not okay, babe. And we need to figure out how to harness that energy and to focus that energy. So like, you don't want to start 1,000 projects this season because it's not going to do anything for you. You want to focus on one project or 2 projects, and you want to look at all of the possibilities within that project. You want to take all of that erratic energy, all of that, what if we go this way? 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 But you want to apply it into one controlled environment. You don't want to just apply that across the board to every fucking avenue in your life where you're like, this and this and this and this and this and this and this. So it's like, just be aware of that, because we'll have a tendency to get into that space. The other reason that this is going to be amplified is because on the same day as the Sagittarius new moon, Jupiter moves direct. Jupiter is the ruling planet of Sagittarius, and Jupiter will be moving direct in Pisces. Jupiter also rules Pisces. So, wait, Jupiter rules Pisces. Let me double check that. There's another sign that rules Pisces. I believe it's Neptune as well, but I think Jupiter also, does Jupiter rule Pisces? Does Jupiter rule Pisces? I believe it does. Jupiter, which governs lack and fortune, is home in Pisces, which means a lot of the energy. Yeah. If it doesn't rule it, Jupiter is known for its ability to swim. Yeah. If it doesn't rule it, it fucking loves it. I'm pretty sure it does rule it though. Anyways, Jupiter in Pisces will also be moving forward. So Jupiter, some of the signs have 2 planets, so that's why I was a little bit confused. But regardless, Jupiter in Pisces moving forward will be a little bit, again, a little bit loopy, because like Pisces energy is like big and dreamy, and Jupiter is big and dreamy. So when they're together, they're like amplified, big and dreamy. So we have an opportunity this season to really get into our dreams and what we want from them. But the beautiful thing is that Mercury is in Sagittarius as well. So you've got Mercury in Sagittarius and Jupiter, the ruling planet of Sagittarius, and they're both moving forward. So as they move forward, we have all of these dreams, all of these ideas, all of these big visions. And then Mercury is going to allow us to be like, how do I actually do something with this? How do I actually create content with this? Or how do I create conversation around this? How do I connect with different people to share these ideas so that I can call in different opportunities, different perspectives, different just conversations that are going to spark almost like a brainstorm session. So as all of this is moving and happening, we're kind of preparing for when Mercury then, I believe on December 6th, let me see here. Yeah, Mercury on December 6th will then move into Capricorn. And around December 6th, we're going to have a lot of new energies pouring into our life that allow us to create tangible results and structures and routines, systems, programs that will actually allow all of these dreams to begin to come into fruition. Now, this is a really important part because what they're showing me is the North Node in Taurus. And the North Node in Taurus, which we are still dealing with, is allowing us to create long-term foundations, like long-term foundations. This is like the next like 30 years of your life type foundations. Like these are not small things. So like the diet that you are, what you're consuming in your body, like eating, what you are also consuming like digitally, what you're consuming with music, with movies, with series, what conversations you are having, the type of people you are allowing in your space. All of these things affect you. All of these things create your reality. And as soon as you begin to shift your internal dialogue around what you want to allow in your space, your external world will begin to shape that. You will begin to manifest in a new direction. Sagittarius season is going to allow you, Jupiter moving direct through Pisces is going to allow you to dream about all of these things that you want for yourself because you have a higher vision. Jupiter rules higher knowledge. Jupiter rules faith, destiny. Jupiter rules religion and belief system. So right now you have an opportunity to reframe and restructure and reimagine who you are and to trust that it will bring you somewhere bigger. And we're doing that because we are investing in new ways into the foundations we are building for the long-term future. North Node in Taurus. That's the direction we're moving in. So between now and December 6th, you've got like 2.5 weeks to just get like really excited, really creative. Who do you want to become? Where do you want to go? What directions do you want to move in? How do you want to expand? And then from December 6th until the end of Sagittarius season, which is around the 22nd, 23rd, Mercury will be in Capricorn, and we will begin to mentally actually be able to create a program and a structure and a plan to manifest all of those things we've been thinking about we want to expand into. So who you want to become, where you want to go with your finances. We have Venus in Sagittarius right now as well. What do you want from your job? What do you want from yourself? What do you want from your connections, from your love life, from your friends? What type of resources do you want? What do you want to spend them on? Why do you want those types of resources? Do you want to hire 15 new people and pay all of these people? Do you want to donate money? Do you want to create community? Like, what are you doing with all of this access, all of this platform, all of this money, all of this influence once you receive it? These are the types of things that this Sagittarius season is going to be bringing up for you. And it's in preparation for Capricorn, because we're going to move into Capricorn season next. And once we move into Capricorn season, bitch, it is hard fucking work, time to buckle down, get going. Like, so we've got between now and December 6th to dream big. From December 6th until the 23rd of December, around Christmas time, we will be continuing to dream big, but beginning to formulate a plan of action and create the network. And then once we get into Capricorn season, it's time to apply all of it and to dive into it. And we will have a Capricorn season workshop where we'll get more into that. But like, this is definitely all preparation for what is to come in Capricorn season. And then we're going to go into what's after Capricorn. We would have Aquarius, I guess, and then Pisces. So once we're done Capricorn's building, Aquarius is going to have us just blowing off the roof and blowing through these self-limiting beliefs and restructuring all of our systems to adapt to the new thing that we are creating. And then Pisces is going to let us let go, cleanse, integrate, learn, and then we jump back into the new year, the energetic new year, which is Aries. And that's when your new cycle begins. So what you are creating right now is in preparation for who you will become and who you will be stepping into in March, in April, when Aries season rolls around. So don't waste these last couple months. Don't waste this last chunk of the energetic cycle with just like, you know, my dream already passed, or I'm too old, or I don't have enough skills, or I'll never have the money, or like, don't fall into that bullshit. Just know that like, you've got that vision. Like, you're the only person who has the vision that you have been given. You are the only person who feels it the way you feel it. You are the only person who sees it the way you see it. And that is your superpower. That is your gift. And moving through Sagittarius season, it's asking you to tune into that connection and to really expand in all of the possibilities. Like, Jupiter has no boundaries. Jupiter is completely boundless. It is infinite. It just continues to expand. The energy of Jupiter is nonstop expansion in every direction. So it's like, don't allow yourself to play small, to fall back into your fears, into your anxieties, into any of that shit, because it's not going to do anything for you. What would be great for you through Sagittarius season would be to start listening to new podcasts and like thought-provoking podcasts. Start, where's my new book? 1 second. No, it's in the other room. It's a Ram Dass book. It's something about the path to God, the path to gods, I think. Oh, give me 1 second. Let me just get it. Oops, sorry. Yeah, it's called Paths to God. Living the Bhagavad Gita. Oh my God, I probably just like fucking really didn't say that properly. But this, Paths to God. And this is written by, oh my God, it said in the first paragraph. This is a book based on a course about ancient Hindu text, which was taught at a Buddhist university by a Jew who has a great love for Christ and Muhammad. So you can imagine what you're in for. That's the first sentence, okay? So it's like, this has Sagittarius season written all over it, okay? It is called Paths to God by Ram Dass. This is the type of philosophy you want to get into. Of course, you don't need to like join my book club, but like you can do whatever you want, but just get outside and like think about different, like look at a book, ask your guides, show me what will open my mind to something new. Listen to different perspectives. This is a great time to start learning a new language. This is a great time to travel, to experience new cultures, to see what other people do and what works for other people. And we have Mercury in Sagittarius. So having conversations about different perspectives, having conversations about what other people consider to be their higher power and their higher knowledge, and not shutting it down if it doesn't resonate with you. Just let it go, like water off a duck's back. But if it does resonate with you, then take it and apply it and look into it deeper. This time is about expanding the mind. And when we have Mercury in Sagittarius, we're making sense of everything that just happened through Scorpio season. And now we're allowed to be like, okay, certain things happened. There was certain clearings. There was a lot that I let go of. There was my values have changed. And now I can step into a new way of seeing things. And I can trust that this is going to make sense eventually. But with Mercury moving through Sagittarius, we're going to have these little moments of just like, oh my God, this is kind of exciting. And like, oh my God, I do get to like, you know, see life in a new way. And I do get to like try new things. And we have Venus in Sagittarius. So like, if you are single, this is the time to get out and to date and to chat with people. And like Mercury in Sag, Venus in Sag, get online, download Tinder or download something, like just swipe and do your thing. It's like, nothing has to come of it. You don't have to obsess over it. It doesn't need to be like your end all be all, but it's just like, put yourself out there more. Try a new class, take a new workshop. Like this is all what the season is about. Again, we talked about how the sister sign is Gemini. So there's like a curious troublemaker energy to Sagittarius, which is like fun and witty, but like also we do need some boundaries. We do need to reparent ourselves. And I think, especially with the full moon in Taurus that we just had, we really are trying to create new structures and foundations for our lives moving forward because our entire identity has changed. So like, how do you have fun now? And maybe you used to like go out and get shit-faced, and like maybe now, you know, once a month you get together with the girls and you drink like 3 bottles of like Moet Chandon. You just like do it in a different way, or you know what I mean? It's like you don't need to be doing shots of tequila, like taking your tits out at the bar anymore. It's like you're 30 years old. Let's grow up a little bit. But the idea of like you being able to still like have some champagne and like enjoy yourself, like, why not? It's like we're restructuring how we engage in the pleasures that no longer, the pleasures that we want to engage in, but we want to engage in them in different ways, because we know if we continue to engage in the same way that we used to, it doesn't do anything for us. And that's what Scorpio season was really showing us, with Venus and Scorpio as well, is just like, what are these short-term pleasures, these like impulsive desires, and these like this need, like where does it even stem from? I'm hoping Sagittarius season brings some enlightenment to the shadows that Scorpio just brought forward, because I think a lot of what we do and why we do it comes from needing validation. It comes from abandonment issues or rejection or a scarcity mindset or whatever. So it's like, we should, you know, at least now have a little bit more of an understanding as to like why we're wired the way we are, why we do the things we do. And if we don't have the understanding just yet, we're at least asking the question, or we're at least recognizing the behavior, or we're at least looking at certain behaviors and being like, oh, I don't know if I should keep doing that. It's like, it was shiny and it's just not so shiny anymore. It's a little dull. It's like, if you at this point are not so fucking bored of your own comfort zone, then bitch, wait until Capricorn season, because like, he's gonna slap you in the fucking face and you're just gonna be like, oh, why am I still here? Why did I just waste Sagittarius season? And why did I not look at new ways to experience love, look at new ways to experience joy, look at new ways to experience these desires that I have in a healthier way? And like, if you didn't do that, if you wasted Sagittarius season because you just keep cycling through the same shit that Scorpio season showed you, because like we're sandwiched, right? So it's like Scorpio's gonna show you your shit and Sag is gonna be like, oh my God, get me the fuck out of there. Okay, I am ready to explore. I see what I've done. I see what I need to change. Let me get some options. Let me get some new ideas. Let me have some conversations. Let me try some new things and see what works for me. And then in Capricorn season, you go, oh my God, these are the things that I like. I'm gonna create structure around these things because these feel better. And that allows me to still, you know, get my fix, or I still get to like, you know, do whatever it is that you want to do, that you feel like you want to do, but you do it in a healthier way. So that's one experience. The other experience is going to be, we are still sandwiched. Scorpio season showed you all your shit. You didn't fucking do anything about it. Sagittarius season, you're going to feel like you're flying all over the place and you're still just impulsively grabbing and consuming and numbing and fucking and drinking and thinking and doing all, and you're spiraling. And then when you get into Capricorn season, Capricorn is ruled by Scorpio. You are going to be pinned down by the neck and forced to look at what the fuck you're doing. And it's not going to be very helpful. It's not going to be very, well, it'll be helpful, but it won't be very nice. Okay, because Saturn loves to teach us, and Saturn is like the coach that will literally bring you to the Olympics. But Saturn is also the coach that will beat the hell out of you because you don't fucking listen to the advice, and he just sits there being like, you're a fucking idiot. So it's like, what do you want to do? Do you want to like get into Capricorn season and be like, wow, I'm an idiot? Or do you want to be like, holy shit, I recognize my shadows. I have all of these alternative ways of now dealing with my energy, and I'm going to actually create a healthier structure and system for myself so that I can move forward in a new way, building a long-term foundation. And then when you get into Aquarius, the mental rewiring happens. And then you get into Pisces and we mourn the loss of our old self and we integrate the knowledge and we literally ascend. And then Aries season is the rebirth of self So what the fuck are you doing? Why are you even at the workshop if you're just gonna like go back into your same shit? It doesn't even make sense. It's like, we have so much opportunity to break these fucking loops, especially after this Scorpio season. Oh, fogo. The Scorpio season was muito mal, not nice. And it's designed like that. It is designed like that. It is designed to make us think. It is designed to make us tear ourselves apart and to sit there and to feel all of the and then we get to expand. Why? Scorpio goes low. Scorpio is the deepest, darkest, sludge, fucking subconscious, gunky shit that you have to deal with. And then Sag is literally the opposite end. Sag is like the arrow. If you see the Sagittarius arrow with the centaur, he like fires it at the sky and he just lets it go. And it is like flying as high as it can go. And that is because it was pulled back first. That's the only way it's going to go forward. If you just put the arrow on the bow and you let it go, it's just going to drop to the ground. It needs to be pulled backwards. That's what Scorpio does. Scorpio season pulls us down and backwards. And then Sagittarius is the release and is the fucking launch. So go and fly and take that energy upwards, because that is where you get the higher perspective, where you see things from a new way and you get to actually expand and to experience life in a new direction. Also, funny note, we're going through like so much rebranding and restructuring and like new content creation. And I've literally like, there's 18 people that work for me right now, which is fucking mind blowing, to be honest. And it's really intense on my nervous system, but it's great. But I'm having our first like huge rebranding meeting on the 22nd, which is Tuesday, which is the dark moon. And the dark moon is actually when we really should be sort of setting our intentions. Like the new moon is also, you know, equally as great, but technically it's actually like, you know, 12 to 24 hours before the new moon. And that new moon is the same day that we are now fully in Sagittarius season, which is all about creativity and expansion. And Jupiter is moving forward through Pisces now. It moves direct on that same day, which is all about creativity and expansion and dreaming big. And like, that is the same day that we just coincidentally like booked the team meeting for like all of us to get together. They're coming in from like London and Porto and like all these places. And I just realized that today, like an hour and a half ago, I was like, oh my God, as if like the synchronicity of that being on the same day of like the new moon, direct in fucking Pisces, like just all of this shit. I was like, wow, I love that. That is like total fluke. Okay. Got cards flying everywhere. Okay, this is Sagittarius. There he is. That's what he looks like. Sagittarius, this is travel. This is experience. This is good sex, to be honest. Some of us could have some great sex. You might feel a little freaky deaky in Sagittarius season. If not, with other people, just feeling sexy with yourself, which is also, I would say, more important than feeling sexy with other people. And I've got the King of Swords reversed, which is interesting. And I have the Empress reversed, because I feel like there is still some confusion with like, where is this all going? And like, where is this all leading to? And I say that because it's like the same thing. Like, we're going to have this team meeting. What does that look like? Where to like rebranding? I'm like, oh my God, like this is going to be like a probably 6-week process after this like 12-hour workshop that we're doing with all these people. And it's just like, in order to the Ace of Coins, in order to get to the Ace of Coins, we need to just charge into the creative, expansive ideas without knowing where they're going and without knowing when it shows up. Because we can't be fixated on the 3D reality of when does it show up, because that will literally, Eight of Swords, that will keep you so stuck and trapped because you're not seeing any physical manifestations show up, when the reality of the situation is you need to be meditating and attracting energetically before anything shows up physically regardless. So when we go into this meditation in the next like couple minutes, we'll start, we are focusing on just vibration. Like that's what was coming through today. I really wanted to do like this visual whatever, and Spirit was just like, absolutely not. Today we're focusing on solely a feeling, and the feeling of expansiveness. Because if you can carve out 10 minutes every day through this season for you to just focus on feeling how you want to feel and attracting that energy into your life, you are going to manifest all of that abundance. You're going to manifest those new commitments, new connections, new people. You're going to bring in new suitors, new collaborators, and it's going to happen because you are a vibrational match. And the only way you can be a vibrational match is to put yourself in the vibration. And if you are not currently experiencing that vibration, then you can change your energy field by intentionally and mentally putting yourself into that vibration by feeling the emotions, because emotions is energy in motion. So if you can feel the emotions, then you are emitting the energy. And if you are emitting the energy, then you are holding a frequency. And if you are holding a frequency, then the universe is designed to match your frequency. And the universe has no other option but to bring you what you are attracting, because like attracts like, and like a magnet, vibration finds vibration. So if you are feeling sad and down and angry and pissed off, and you're late for work, and you're trying to get to work, and you're so fucking late, and you're stressed out, you're probably going to hit every red light. You're probably going to spill your coffee on yourself. You're probably going to drop your keys in the parking lot, drop them down the sewer. You're not going to be able to get into the shop. It breeds all the same shit because it's pulling it all in. That also goes for our subconscious mind. The things that we're not so aware of, and that's why I've got this 3 of Swords here reversed with this 8 of Swords, King of Swords. It's like the things that are holding us back, these old trauma responses or these old programs that are still lodged in our subconscious mind that are like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, like maybe we have daddy issues, maybe we have like traumas from past relationships, maybe like, our mom's a fucking bitch, or like our sister and brother we don't get along with and they always bullied me and I feel like shit, and at school I was a loser. So I have all of these conditions, all of these layers, all of these programs around me telling me I'm not good enough. Well, it's like, I hope, and it's not too late, but I hope that Scorpio season brought you some of that awareness. If it didn't show you where the root of these programs are from, it should have at least triggered the fucking hell out of you, which would make you begin to say, why do I always feel triggered when he talks to that blonde chick? That's like, do I think she's prettier than me? Do I think she's skinnier than me? Do I think she's like cooler than me? Like just because she's blonde, or like, what is it? Do I just not like blonde? It's like, or why do I feel so fucking angry when my boss always chooses this person instead of me? It's like, stop thinking about the blonde chick. Stop thinking about the boss. Stop thinking about the external people. The external people are just mirroring back to you an experience of how you feel lack within yourself. And that is what you need to look at. And then when you look at the lack, and you begin to understand, oh, I feel insecure around this person because I have a program in my mind that tells me that I'm quote unquote uglier than them, or I'm not as skilled as this employee, or I'm not worthy of the promotion, or I'm not. Once you then go, holy shit, I have a weird belief around that. I'm going to unpack that with a therapist, with an energy worker, with whatever. As you begin to unpack that, you see it from a different perspective. And Sagittarius season is asking you to unpack it and to see it from a different perspective. Because when you see it from a different perspective, you can understand how you play into the narrative And when you understand that you play into the narrative, you understand that you are making a choice to play into the narrative, which brings you back to a point of choice, which means you can choose to play into a different narrative, which will allow a different outcome, which will allow a different vibration, which will mean your subconscious mind is vibrating at a different frequency, which means that experience will no longer show up externally, because externally it needs to match internally. So you need to remove the program. And some of these programs are so fucking deep and hidden. And that's what they are. That's how they're designed to be, because part of coming here on Earth and playing this game is the game of how fucked up am I really, and how long am I going to pretend that I don't know how to unfuck myself? Because you do, because you need to just go in and look at it and pull it, and it's like there's one thread. As soon as you pull that thread, it'll just start unraveling. You just need to keep yanking it. So it's like, that's part of the game here. And as you go through that, you release the program, you release the conditioning, you release all of the bullshit, and then the knot unravels and there's nothing except an empty pile of thread, which you can pick up, rethread, and stitch something new with. So it's like, this is part of what we are doing now. And it feels overwhelming and it feels like a lot, and I get that, but just understand that what you have witnessed in Scorpio season, or the triggers you have experienced in Scorpio season, are trying to literally show you where the cracks are in your energy field, because where there are cracks, there is an entry point for the light to come into the shadow and illuminate and clear that out, which means you can then step forward into Sagittarius season, asking for new ways of being, reading, seeing new perspectives, getting new energies and information from people, traveling, new culture, new connections, all of this shit. And this is a time for us to expand, and taste everything, try everything, and see what works. And then in 30 days, when we go into Capricorn season, you'll have at least 1, 2, 3, maybe more, but you'll have at least 1 or 2 things that fucking work. And you're like, this fucking works. This feels good. And now Capricorn season is going to say, perfect, bitch, apply it. Apply it every fucking day. And see what happens. I have been chanting with my Shruti. I got this here. Wait, let me actually bring this right over here. So this is my whole new setup, you guys. These are my crystal bowls, and we've got Jupiter, we've got Mars and Mercury. And I literally have been sitting here and doing my Om Namah Shivaya. And yeah, chanting to Shiva every night, who is the fucking destroyer. And I did that for 30 days. And when I tell you that yesterday, something happened, like something really intense happened to me. I just like all of a sudden, like something popped. Like I literally like energetically like felt it pop. And there was just like all of this cord cutting and this like vibrational presence in my space of like, yeah, we see that you've done this for 30 days straight. And like, here, we're going to help you shift out of this, because now you've gone through all of the degrees of Scorpio. We're getting ready to wrap things up and move into the next one. And it's like, it works. It works when you do something every day. It works when you literally commit. And if you just commit for 30 days, like you will see at the end of that 30-day cycle, something, if it hasn't dramatically shifted, and it'll be different for everyone, but like you will notice you begin to respond differently. You begin to hold your boundaries better. You begin to engage differently. So it's like, that is what we are looking for. Sagittarius season is going to give you all of the possibilities. And then in Capricorn season, it's going to be a time to like really, really, really commit to actually applying everything that you found in Sagittarius season that works for you. So that's what I have to say about that. Just that, just 47 minutes of yelling at you. A couple of things there. That's what came through. So we're going to do a meditation. I'm going to try to keep it, we might be like 5 minutes over. maybe 10 minutes. Oh, no, I'm going to try to keep it short for the interpreter, actually. Just because I used to be an interpreter, it's a lot to like keep going, especially with me. I'm cool, crazy. Let's do the meditation. So if you want to lay down, or if you want to get comfortable, close your eyes. I also just want to acknowledge that like the majority of people taking these workshops are settlers on their land. So we all have that role and responsibility for reconciliation. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you're buying sage, please buy it from an indigenous source. Also, deaf people are real and like to be engaged and like to participate. So hire interpreters. If you can't afford interpreters, email us and we will figure out how to arrange interpreter services. Add captions to your content. Okay. We are going to do a meditation. So the first thing I want you to do is to just take 3 deep breaths. We're going to do it together. So we're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, and hold. And release 2, 3, and 4. We're going to inhale again, 2, 3, 4, and hold. Really drop your shoulders on this next exhale. So exhale, 2, 3, and 4. And one last time, I really want you to just feel the weight of your body in the seat. Let whatever you're sitting on really hold you. Try to relax your legs a little bit more. Drop your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Release your forehead. We carry so much tension in our forehead. We're going to inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. And release. 2, 3, and 4. And as I mentioned earlier, we're just going to focus on feeling today. Because when you feel it, and you can actually create the emotion in your body, that emotion, that energy in motion moving through your body, it adjusts your frequency, which allows us to attract everything that matches that frequency. We don't want to think too much about who it comes from, where it comes from, what it looks like, how it gets here. Let the universe sort out the details for you. The universe will find the path of least resistance for all of these things to get to you. You just need to trust the intuitive feeling that you should go left, or that you should go right, or that you should talk to this person, because that is creating the path of least resistance. So I don't want to focus too much on the details today. I just want to focus on the feeling. And the first feeling that we're going to focus on is a feeling of unconditional love and connection, whether it's friends, family, a partner. I want you to literally feel as if you already have that. Feel what it feels like to be in so much joy with the people around you. It doesn't matter who it is, but you trust these people. You have a calm nervous system. You feel safe. You're safe to express yourself. You feel heard and understood and loved and cared for. And I want you to just feel that appreciation in your body. Feel what it feels like, or what you think it would feel like, to feel fully accepted by the people around you. To feel fully loved, relaxed, to feel happy. And maybe there is a person or a place or an experience or a pet or something that brings forward that type of energy. And if you want to think about that space or that pet or that person, or if you want to allow yourself to visualize something, that's okay. But the priority is to allow yourself to experience fully this type of energy and to give yourself permission to receive it. I want you to think of it and feel it, and I want you to allow it to penetrate each and every cell of your body, down into your toes, down into your elbows, your ears, your lips, the top of your head. I want you to literally feel it running through your body, and I want you to tell yourself, I deserve to be in this energy. And I will allow myself to experience this energy. And now I want to shift the focus to work, or to the projects that you want to create, or to your finances or abundance. And I want you to focus on the feeling of all of your needs are met. You've got so much money effortlessly flowing to you. You can buy or get or attain anything and everything that you need. You're achieving your goals and your dreams, and you're being recognized and acknowledged and applauded. I want you to feel that you can rest on what you are creating, that there's opportunities flowing towards you, that there is expansion. Feel proud of yourself for creating it. And maybe you don't even know what the fuck it is, but just feel good that you have it. Feel good that you have attained financial independence. And that you don't have to work 40, 50 hours a week. Feel good that you take time to rest. And you have free time to explore and to travel and to connect with the things you love doing. I just want you to feel that abundance flowing towards you, pouring into you and out of you, because you're sharing it, because it's not just for you, it's for the people around you. And I want you to appreciate it and to give gratitude for it. And as you're feeling this energy pour into you and pour out of you, because there's a flow of abundance that comes through you, I want you to feel that energy and to say, I allow this energy in to my experience. I allow myself to accept this energy. I allow myself to receive and to release and to share this energy. I am worthy of all of this energy and all of this flow. And then I want you to feel so satisfied that you actually fucking believe that. Because it's true. And that is your natural state of being. It's the ideas and the programs and the conditions and the fears and the beliefs that make us think that we don't or that we can't have it. And that is not real. What is real is this energetic state of it moving through you as a creator. And think of how much more you can create for yourself and others if you turn on the tap and you allow it to pour through you. So allow it to pour through you. And now the last thing I want you to do is to shift the focus into who you are becoming. who you already are in a future timeline that you are meeting, that you are connecting with. What does that version of you feel like? Healthy, balanced, grounded. You've got your shit together. You've got a routine. You've got boundaries, self-love, self-respect, healthy self-parenting. You also allow yourself to indulge. You allow yourself to create. You allow yourself pleasure, but in a healthy way that doesn't take from your experience. It actually amplifies your experience. You've released past limits. You've broken free of your old self, of old chains, and you're achieving things that you never thought you could achieve before. And I want you to feel that. I want you to feel the expansion and the pride of who the fuck you actually are. That you trust in your skills, that you trust in yourself for being able to actually decide the right thing, decide on what's best for you. And you don't feel bad. You don't feel bad for choosing yourself. You don't play small. You don't play into self-abandonment to make other people happy. You're choosing yourself in every fucking moment, and it feels fucking good. So allow that in. Give yourself permission to connect with this version of you. Give yourself permission to embody this version of yourself. And I want you to say, I allow it to happen. I want you to say, I accept that this is who I actually am. And before you go, if there's any words from this version of yourself, or there's any messages that want to come through from your guides, if there's advice about direction or about something or someone that needs to be let go, I want you to hear it or feel it now. And before you overthink it, just accept it. Before the logical mind steps in and begins to dance with the ego and the fears or the unconscious programs of, I don't know if I can do it. Whatever the fucking message was before the ego showed up, I want you to just hold that and to know that that is what you need to do. And maybe it's just one step. But when you take one step, your entire experience changes because you're looking at things from a different vantage point. If you take one pivot, your entire horizon looks different. So allow that step, allow that pivot, and that's all you need. And then from there, you will recenter, you will ground, you will open, you will receive, and you will take one more step. That's all you need to do, is literally step by step, and you will get there. So while we're in this space, we're just going to lock all of this into the subconscious mind by taking one deep breath. So let's inhale together. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to hold. And exhale, 2, 3, and 4. And before we open the eyes, you can just do a body scan, maybe tap into your energetic fields, and just notice if anything has shifted. Maybe it's big, maybe it's subtle, maybe it's unrecognizable at this point. You should feel like you've got a little bit more space, a little less baggage, hopefully. And then when you're ready, you can wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can slowly bring your attention back into the room and open your eyes. And we will move into the question and answer. And if anyone has questions and not answers, if anyone has questions, we can put them into the chat. You can come back to this meditation anytime. I would actually suggest coming back to this meditation often. You will have it in your downloads when you get this video. The videos are also, they're listed on YouTube, but it is an unlisted private link. I had some people kind of being like, I don't know why I'm paying for these workshops if they're on YouTube. And I'm like, well, they're not free on YouTube. They're unlisted. So it's a private link. Also, even if it was on YouTube, like you'd be like, I don't know why I should pay for this. Like, well, I just put an hour of my time and energy into like, I don't know. I think that would be a fair exchange to some degree, but that's my perspective. Anyways, this is not just like a public link. Like, so, and please like don't share the link, obviously. But yeah, I think there was just some confusion around, it's on YouTube. It's an unlisted link. So no, not everybody has it. The other thing is, yeah, do it. Go to the unlisted link, save it as a bookmark on your page. You can skip the front half of the workshop, but just do this meditation whenever you're feeling like, oh, I just need to like call in that energy. If you did this meditation, it's less than 10 minutes, I think. If you did this meditation every day through Sagittarius season, the level of vibrational presence in your own field will continue to grow. That is what we need to focus on when you're trying to manifest and attract. It's great to go into meditation and to tell the universe what you want, and it will begin to move towards you. But the whole idea of like fake it till you make it is real, because the longer you have that energy in your presence, the faster it will, ooh, excuse me, oh my God, I just literally burped. The faster it will show up. Okay, we're moving energy. That's okay, burping is good. At least I didn't fart. So yeah, it's like you want to hold that vibration as often as possible, because that is what will actually attract the energy into your life at a faster rate. Okay, are there any questions that we want to drop in? We're going to do, Sarah, are you good for 5 minutes? 5 more minutes? Yeah, okay. We're going to do 5 more minutes, just questions. What are your suggestions for a great practice for cleansing after a period of cutting cords and breaking toxic ties? Okay, first thing they're showing me is water. So if you could go near water, like nature would be good, running water, take your socks off, put your feet in the water. If it's not like -5 degrees, you're in Canada and it's snowing, like whatever. If it is, take a salt bath. Like I was at the beach today because it's like warm where I live. So like if you can get to a beach, if you can get to like going into the water is going to be really good. Just even a shower, they're actually showing me. If you want to get sea salt, natural sea salt, and almost, oh my God, we're going to go into that right now. Okay. How detailed are we going to get right now? Let's get, okay, sorry. They're going to give us a whole fucking recipe right now. You're going to get a cup, get a full cup of, well, it's not going to fit if they do. Okay. Get a bowl, get a bowl, and then get an actual cup, like a measuring cup, and do a full cup of sea salt in the bowl. Oregano and rosemary. You're going to like dried is fine. Do dried oregano and dried rosemary in it. Make sure it's real salt though, like sea salt. Sal the mar to say. Oregano, rosemary, honey. Okay. How much honey? Like a spoon, maybe a spoon, a big one of those bigger spoons, not the little spoon. I think it's a teaspoon. Like a bigger spoon, a spoon of honey in it. And that's good. Yeah, I feel, I don't know if you should, they're also showing me like a spoon of vinegar. I don't know if vinegar is great for your skin though. So maybe look into that. Because like sometimes they don't get it on the other side, that like certain things like react to us weird. But they're also showing me a spoon of vinegar. So like, if you feel called, I'm not a doctor, I'm not responsible for how this is going to react to your skin. Maybe test it on a small location first and then see how it goes. But I would do a cup of salt. I would do a spoon or two of honey. I would do a spoon of white vinegar, and then I would do rosemary, and I would do oregano. And I would mix that into the bowl so that it becomes almost like a scrub sort of thing. And then what you're going to do is just literally scrub that over your body in the shower without the water on. So you're going to get naked, you're going to scrub all over. Try to do the full chakra system for sure. So the crown of the head, you're going to do the third eye, careful with your eyes and the salt. You're going to do your throat, you're going to do the heart chakra. You're going to do the solar plexus. You're going to do the root chakra, which is like above your, at the base of your tailbone really, but just kind of do it like above your junk. And then if whatever is left, I would just kind of give it a once over and just like scrub. You don't have to worry about getting like every fucking inch. Like it's cool. The salt has an energy and it will naturally spread. Yeah, and do that. And then I would like maybe just sit with it for like a minute and just kind of stand there and just program that salt. And you can actually hold the bowl before you start and program that salt as well to just say like, I am cleansing myself of any and all cords or connections that are residually attached from the things I have already let go of. And these can be versions of yourself. These can be people. These can be jobs. These can be fears, whatever. And yeah, I would just set that intention. The salt, the scrub, the water is just going to remove any residual attachments that are here. And then I would turn on the shower and I would just soak it off. And as you're soaking it off, just imagine it like literally pulling and almost like a comb, like it's combing all of that shit out of your aura. Wow, that was way more detailed than I thought we would get into. I was going to say, just go put your feet in water. Okay. What was the song you sang at your sound bowls? That was a Shiva mantra, which is Om Namah Shiva. It's weird because Shiva is, I believe, is pronounced Shiva, but the chanting that I've been listening to, they always say Shiva. So it was Om Namah Shiva, and I do that. Oh my God, I'll sit there for like 30 minutes sometimes. And it's like, at first you're like, oh, I don't really want to do it. And then like, I swear to God, 3 minutes in, 4 minutes in, you're just like, your eyes are closed, you're just kind of rocking. I do this with my hands to circulate the energy. And I just imagine my visualization recently, because I have a lot of weird energies coming at me. My visualizations have been arrows flying at me and they curve and turn around and shoot in the other direction. So like whatever visualization you need is like Shiva's the destroyer. Shiva is kind of like that Pluto energy, which is why I chose Shiva through Scorpio season. It's all about destruction and death and rebirth. But you can just Google, you can YouTube Shiva mantra. And I usually do, there's like a 15-minute one. You can put Shiva mantra 15 minutes and it comes up, and that's a great way to start. I swear to God though, like as you get into it, the first week might be a little bit hard because you're like starting something new, but like Maverick, no, stop. There are times like I have rewound that and played it again, like sometimes like 3 times. Like you get to 15 minutes and you're like, I don't want to stop this. So yeah, I would definitely get into some of that chanting for sure. 3 tablespoons of honey. Oh, someone said 3 tablespoons of honey. Yeah, you could try that. Apple cider vinegar exfoliates the skin. Oh, okay. Then maybe try apple cider vinegar. Oh my God. I watched like this or listened to this whole podcast about like apple cider vinegar. And it's just like vinegar is vinegar is vinegar. It's like the branding of the apple cider vinegar thing through, you guys need to listen to Maintenance Phase podcast. It is so good. And You're Wrong About. So good. So good. Okay. Any other, let's do one last question. Yeah, Katarina said Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya. But it sounds like they say Shivaye, which is like, sometimes it throws me off, but somebody put in the wiki link too. Yeah, thank you. I'm also like, obviously like not hyper trained in like mantra chanting. So like, I'm not trying to act like I am. I'm just telling you what has worked for me over the last 30 days. And the other I'm doing actually on December 1st to the 4th, a gong sound, shruti, crystal bowl training sound, like a 4-day sound workshop. Which is gonna be fucking awesome. Ways to strengthen intuition. I would, it sounds a little bit crazy because it's like every time you get that, like, sorry, if anybody needs to go, you can leave, of course. Every time you get that feeling of like, oh, I think I should do this, then like, yeah, you should, and you should act on that, and you should go for it. There's like a fine line though, because like, obviously if sometimes you're like, oh, I should go like stab these pumpkins. It's like, well, I don't know if you should go stab pumpkins. Like that doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be random times where it's like, maybe just weird thoughts. Like you're also just a human who has a brain, and the brain has super weird fucking thoughts. So it's like, sometimes your thoughts are just weird. Sometimes, and not to scare you, this is like an energetic cold or flu, but sometimes we have entity attachments, and sometimes we have psychic attacks coming our way. And those psychic attacks or those entity attachments make us go into a fear state, or make us they push weird thoughts to us. And then we're like, oh, should I do that? Should I not do that? And it's like, so this is why it's important. Like the new moon workshop and the full moon workshop that I do, we do an energy cleanse to pull away those, to clear that shit and those entities. And entities is just what you call them. They're not as scary as they sound, but they're just thought forms that are not great. But also like Reiki is really good. Like you should be connecting with an energy worker. You should be connecting with somebody who can clear you, honestly, like at least every 2 weeks. And I would schedule it for the alternate weeks that you take the new moon and the full moon workshop, so that every week you're having an energy clearing. You can go outside and ground yourself. You can go outside and connect with nature, breath work, salt baths, that scrub we just talked about. Those are other ways to clear these energetic attachments, these thought forms, these entities, these psychic attacks. And once you're clearing that, and you can connect with the breath, and you can really hone into like, what do I feel like I need to do? Typically, they'll bring a message forward, either a symbol or just a thought form or just a feeling. And then once you receive that, I would sit with it without letting the logical mind get in the way, without letting the ego take over or your fear take over. I would bring yourself in either in that moment, or maybe get the information and come back 30 minutes later and reground, take like 10 deep breaths that are activating your parasympathetic nervous system, that are allowing you to really chill. And then in that space, I would say, if I decide to do this, how does that feel? And put yourself mentally in the space of actually acting on it. And if in that space of you holding the vibration and thinking about actually acting on it, if in that space you feel a little bit of expansion and a little bit of space and a little bit of like relief or relaxation, or you feel a little bit energized, or you feel like, oh, okay, this feels good. That's your intuition being like, yeah, that is going to be a good thing for you to do. If in that space you feel like you contract, if you feel a light pressure on your body, if you feel yourself get smaller, if your body literally tenses up, if you have a weird taste, a weird smell, a weird feeling, if your stomach all of a sudden gets a pain in it, or your leg gets a pain in it, like that is probably your intuition being like, I don't know if this is the best thing for you to do. And the more you begin to do that and to get into those practices, eventually your intuition will know how you communicate with it, because it's your higher self communicating through your physical vessel. And it's like, it will build that relationship. It will strengthen that muscle. And you won't every single time have to go into like full-blown like Buddha mode, like grounding techniques. It's like, you'll be able to just like calm yourself, ground in for a second, be like, should I do this or should I not do this? And you'll notice that your body acts as a pendulum. Some people literally, if they stand, you will feel yourself literally pull forward, and you can say, show me yes, and then you notice, and your arms might just literally swing so slightly forward, or you feel the body just pull forward slightly, and then you say, show me no, and your arms maybe swing backwards, or you'll feel just like an energetic, like a little, almost like a breeze. It doesn't like hit you like a breeze, but it just feels like this pull of some kind. And it's like, practice that a few times and really understand your yes and really understand your no. Or maybe your yes is like your left hand tingles a bit and your no is your right hand or your left foot or your right thigh or whatever. But like get into show me yes, show me no, and use your body as a pendulum. And then in that space, you'll be able to use that as a guiding point when you're making these decisions. And then over time, when you're in the middle of a conversation, somebody says something and you're like, is this person lying to me? Or you'll feel it. You'll feel your body pull back a bit because the energy is like, no, this isn't right. And it'll strengthen over time, but we just have to get into that method and into that practice. Okay. I am going to close it off because, oh my God, yay, deaf person, Gabrielle. I love that. It's like, thank you, Chris and ASL interpreter. I am deaf. Oh, I love when deaf people come. Okay. All right, guys. I love when everybody comes, to be honest. But it's just nice when deaf people come too, because like we have an interpreter here. So like, that's why we do it. All right, that is it. I will send out, well, I won't send anything out. It will automatically send out the recording. It will automatically send out the workbook. You don't have to email anybody. Yeah, I guess that's it. Enjoy your Sagittarius season. It starts on Tuesday. Today may be a little bit intense. Tomorrow might be a little bit intense as we culminate the ending of Scorpio season, and all of that energy kind of comes to a climax of some kind, whether it's an awareness or a release or you feeling empowered and a rebirth or whatever. It's great. Just go with it. Don't overthink it. And yeah, check out my YouTube page. I'm going to upload a Sagittarius season pick-a-pile so that you can see how these energies are going to be affecting you. We will have the Sagittarius season elemental TikToks that will be on Instagram very soon. And I'm thinking I'm going to start a members only page on YouTube because they have like a membership thing on there now where I'm going to start uploading more of the channeled stuff, because there's a lot of like really good stuff. I don't know if you guys are watching the channeled messages now on YouTube, but there's like some really good shit in there. So check that out if you haven't. Darlene, OnlyFans. Yeah, I might start an OnlyFans too. Who knows? Actually, we did have a little bit of a sex scandal. Danielle is laughing. Oh my God, we did have a little bit of a sex scandal the other day, which we cleaned up very quickly. But oh my God, I was literally like, well, here we go. I should just start an OnlyFans and just God, you know what? We don't need to talk about that. Anyways, the IG subscriptions. I don't think I can do IG subscriptions, Ahmad. I don't think I'm not American and I'm in Portugal, so I don't think we actually have access to it. I'll check. But the YouTube ones are good. Okay, I'm gonna let the interpreter go. Sorry, I told her 5 minutes. That was 20 minutes ago. So we're gonna go. I love you all. I'm sorry. I'll see you soon. And yeah, keep an eye out for the YouTube messages. Bye.